We are continuing our partnership with TED to highlight individuals and ideas shaping our world. In our Ideas That Matter series this morning, we are talking to Sir Ken Robinson, the man behind the most watched TED Talk of all time. Robinson's 2006 talk, Do Schools Kill Creativity?, was one of the first to be posted on TED's website. It began with a simple idea.
So I want to talk about education, and I want to talk about creativity. My contention is that creativity now is as important in education as literacy, and we should treat it with the same status. Thank you.
Robinson's talk has had more than 56 million views since its release. It has been translated into 62 languages. His latest book, You, Your Child, and School, Navigating Your Way to the Best Education, offers parents a guide to help make important school choices for their kids. Sir Ken Robinson, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you.
Wait, John, before you were talking about body type and how important it is, I said to Ken, why do you think your TED Talk is the most viewed? He goes, look at me.
Check it out.
Yes, exactly.
When you watch it again?
Right. Exactly.
So envious.
For many watchers right now, they don't know what you're saying. They don't know what we're saying.
They're just in trends.
That's right, exactly.
I would say that's a creative answer.
Yeah. But let me ask you this question. We've been reporting all morning about this scandal with American colleges. What does it tell you, that scandal, about American?
Well, obviously, what's been going on is illegal, it's fraudulent, and it's awful. But to me, it points to a much bigger issue, which is the entire system is skewed at the moment. There's an obsession in America with people going to college. The whole K-12 education system is pushed very hard in that direction. Kids are getting stressed out, parents are getting stressed, schools are being skewed into all the wrong directions. And this is a multi-billion-dollar industry. All these people gaming the system are trying to improve SAT scores to get kids to college. And I think, honestly, it's a false dream, and we ought to review it.
And in one of your testing, I'm sorry, in one of your lectures, you say that the dominant culture of education has come to focus on testing, not teaching and learning. So this directly applies.
That's exactly right. I mean, the arts programs are being cut from schools, recess is being cut. I mean, schools across the country are getting rid of recess for children. There was a news report about a program in Texas for a group of schools that's reinstating recess so children can play. And I think we've gone mad, haven't we? There's a news report, children found playing in Texas.
So let's say you're a parent trying to extricate your system for yourself from the school system as it teaches. How do you encourage and teach creativity with your kids?
Well, there are several things here, just very quickly. One of them is that all children have very different talents. That's the point, really. I mean, anybody watching this who's got 2 children or more, I'll bet them they're entirely different. Yeah. And the world needs different talents. We need different abilities. This studio depends on people with all kinds of interests, skills, and dispositions. So there are all kinds of routes to success. And at the moment, we're preoccupied with this particular route. And I say it's a false hope. But the consequence is that it's denigrated all the other options, the vocational options, other programs that people could take. So the first thing is look at your child as an individual and take proper stock of their real talents and abilities.
One of your chapters is Raise Them Strong.
Yes.
Explain what you meant by that.
I mean, children need to be resilient. We need to let them fall over from time to time. I think we're obsessed with over-parenting.
Yeah. I mean, that's this college admissions process. Let them fail getting into school, into a college, something that they really want.
Well,
she wanted to really party at school. Imagine if that's her motivating factor, if she couldn't get into the school that she wanted.
I'll tell you one of the consequences of this as well, by the way, is that kids don't go out and play anymore. I mean, how much time did you spend playing as a child?
All the time.
Lots of time.
All the time. We did.
Mud.
We rode bicycles, Sir Ken, in the neighborhood.
And fell off them. Look at you.
Yes.
You're okay, you know.
Yes.
I grew up in Liverpool. It wasn't some sort of rural idyll. It was the mean streets of Liverpool after the Second World War. We played all the time. We came home from school, we ran out and played. Honestly, we only really went home for the food. We were like cats. If there was food, we went to the house where the food. I've no idea who my natural parents are.
And you also point out that college isn't for everybody. There's so much emphasis on you got to go, you got to go. I think some people are clutching their pearls to hear you say it's not for everybody, but you point out it's not for everybody, and that's okay.
Well, it's not because it's not. I don't say it's not for everybody because some people can't make it.
Yeah.
My point is that there are all kinds of talents and abilities other than those that are needed to an academic degree, and we tend to denigrate them. There are all kinds of vocation options people should be taking. And the other thing, just to say, is that it won't take many more students, I think, leaving college with degrees that aren't worth as much as they thought, with a mountain of student debt for the whole scheme to be.
You said a lot of the degrees now are going to be useless.
Well, they're all good. There are many good reasons to study degrees, not just for work. But we're facing an economic tsunami at the moment with the spread of artificial intelligence, for example. I mean, when I gave that talk in 2006, for example, the iPhone hadn't even come out. And now people are pretending that like, life wasn't possible without being on an iPhone. Well, these are baby steps compared to what's coming down the track. You know, so 20 years from now, we don't know what the world will look like in terms of job opportunities. So I think pushing people down this old road on the assumption it worked for us, therefore it'll work for our kids, is a mistake. And that's what the book is really about. It's to explain to parents the sort of education their kids need now and the kind of ways that they can get that.
Were you going to say?
Amen. No, sorry.
No?
Amen.
Yeah. No, just, it's...
Well, now I want to know.
Well, all right, so creativity is important.
This isn't a body type thing.
No, I'm trying to stay focused. Creativity is important also, even if you're in, math, engineering, physics, because the creativity is what's new. So explain that for people who think you're just offering sort of just pie in the sky stuff. This is important even if you're in science.
Oh, absolutely it is. That's right. I mean, creativity is the process of having original ideas that have value. I think of it as applied imagination. It's putting your imagination to work. And, we're in a room that is the result of human creativity. We're in front of all these elaborate technologies. We're in buildings that we designed. We're wearing clothes that somebody designed and then made. We're sitting at a table that's being fabricated. The world depends upon human ingenuity. And the problem is, in our school systems, and I don't blame teachers for this at all, this testing mania is crushing the impulse and the capacity for original thought. And we need that more than ever if you look at the crises we're facing around the world. So it's not some fancy thing to be stuck on the end. And it's not just about the arts. The arts are deeply important, but so are science and math and all the rest. But we need more creative approaches to teaching and learning.
Thank you, Mr. Creativity.
Well, it's a
lovely to have you at the table.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
That, of course, was Sir Ken Robinson to you. You, Your Child, and School is available now in paperback.